Oh my god, I hate the ending. What is this garbage?
Tomita, what have you done?
I don't get the culture. The sub's too confusing.
What did I say about the frickin'
Nozaki-Kun! Fine, I'll say it again. This show is hilarious. I have no problem with it. A lot of the time with these anime about creators in the otaku sphere, in this case manga author Nozaki, its goal is commenting on that medium. Nozaki-kun focuses on comedically interpreting the romantic scenes found within a shoujo manga. How would this actually play out? What goofy twist to this scenario can end in a laugh instead of a aww? The show opens on a confession. We have no clue who is who, why we should care, and immediately it swerves the romantic ending of mutual love confession for a comedic one. They even placed the scene at sundown and Nozaki at the window. I mean, they know what they are doing. The season finale confession attempt is during fireworks. It makes sense. Orange does the whole window thing. Lovely Complex has got that fireworks down. Plastic Memories has one of each, and Maid-sama combines window and fireworks together. It really is something. If the expected romance was the end result, like the ones I mentioned previous, it would not carry any weight as no one could possibly be invested already. No way. She's gonna do it? I always thought that she got along with him so well when they did things they were meant to be. But we are aware of this expectation. We've seen it before. So there are comedic possibilities that will work on the audience. And when Nozaki gives Chiyo his autograph, we know what we're in for. Here is a common romantic scenario, and in Nozaki's manga, it plays out as intended. Get those ladies a shiverin' and a quiverin', but in the anime, it takes that scenario and makes it funny. We even have our main author. He's a guy who's never been in love in high school and completely deadpan. The main strategy is to set up classic genre expectations and immediately topple them. This is often illustrated within the character's head, clearly defining the premise and quickly transitioning to the punchline. It often impresses with this quick, obvious delivery due to how hard this show commits to a joke. Even when you see the joke coming, it isn't that hard to be frank. The knob for it gets cranked so far past 10, it just works. Some jokes don't land, but when they don't, it's because they were tame in comparison. There's no getting lost in translation here. The several visual cues explicitly setting up the joke, plus an astounding amount of visual and audio support in the punchline, sell the joke regardless. Music plays a huge role with each reaction. Here, take a look.
Here we go. Turn your head 50 degrees to the right and show me a nice little smile. Not that much. Now soften your features and maximize your sex appeal like you're looking at a cute puppy dog. Can I look?
Sure. I call it Demise of the 10-Timing Man.
You're not supposed to add stuff! Just draw what you see!
Oh crap. I only have girly figures.
Huh? Hey.
Again, there is no losing the joke in translation. Not for this show at least. It perfectly matches the absurd tone of the reaction. Even if you were deaf, the stark visual contrast alone would be enough to get a laugh. Several small touches like out-of-place screen graphics, hearts, flowers, and glitter, or massive changes in the facial expressions add so much to a scene. It's so earnest, in fact, the show does not distract itself with any fan service whatsoever. Fan service is criticized a lot in the anime community, and some of it is misplaced because there are places where it adds to the narrative. But a high school rom-com with fan service is why the stigma exists, and clearly it has no place in Nozaki-kun. It's a show that satires shoujo romance manga, and these books for girls don't have panty shots. It would be out of character and distracting for Nozaki-kun to partake in that. Also, being a comedy based on concision, any extra fluff would interrupt the precise timing. This style is obviously influenced by the source material, being a 4-panel webcomic. The limitations force succinct jokes and quick, loud, one-frame punchlines combined with an equally fast and loud one-frame reaction shot. Very little of the comedy is subtle. It's trustworthy. It's a solid ground. Nozaki-kun is my rock. What I love about this approach is it makes the comedy's romance all the more endearing for the audience. It's about realizing that all the socially accepted hyper-romantic girl-grabbing situations are not needed for two people to, like each other. The The fact that Chiyo and Nozaki get closer without any of those scenes working out romantically makes it feel more genuine. It's to the show's credit that it could create a relationship we could root for, all the while curb stomping it at every turn. It's because Chiyo's affection for Nozaki grows, enduring all the odd quirks, actually more like embracing them. Even if her initial reaction to him was shallow, you know, based on physical appearance, it kinda has to be when you don't know a person. However, she herself proves to not be shallow in the slightest. For example, in their dual-seater bike scene, it's not the best look, to be honest. However, Chiyo learns to embrace the disenchanting situation and bends the scene positive because they are friends, and Nozaki did nothing wrong. Why should she shame him for not being like the boy in the manga? No girl would want that expectation thrown onto them. It finds the genre trope silly and unnecessary and replaces it with a genuine bond through comedy. There's no place for being fake here, and that's why this show is so well liked. Chiyo is this girl that is widely in love but still has a cynical, sarcastic side to her. She also has some actual self-respect and won't do absolutely anything to please the guy she likes. When Nozaki wants her to dress up in a sailor uniform for research, she refuses, and guess what? At no point in the show does Chiyo dress up in the sailor uniform. She has this personal strength to her that makes the moments when she does lose it and freak out over him all the more funny, and it just fills me with such joy. I haven't even gotten to the supporting cast. Another great thing about this anime is that it's all about creative people. Everyone important in the show has unique talents that may not exactly line up with a predetermined personality or appearance. It's fun to discover these hidden passions, many of which they hide from their classmates, but passions that also don't completely embody everything about them. Other rom-coms could use characters like this, who seem like they do other things and are interesting people. If not, at least get a box or two in there. That was my problem with Orange, and ultimately why I dropped it. Not enough boxes. Another reason is all anyone ever cared about or thought about was this one guy. Even if there is a story explanation for it, it's still not interesting or successful at building believable characters. It failed to make sense often, and everything they did felt off. Even with the characters as wacky as they are in Nozaki-kun, the logic of them stays consistent. First, we have Nozaki's best friend Mikoshiba. This is a guy who has learned all of his social skills from dating sims. Being naturally handsome, this skill, in addition, makes him more popular with the ladies because he's got all the one-liners. But, unlike the classic romance novel protagonist, he crumbles from embarrassment soon after. His true self is continually at odds with this confident persona, and my god is he funny. Mikoshiba and Nozaki are on this special comedic level, a synergy unmatched by any other guy duo in anime. The Tomata saga will forever be remembered. Again, an example of this overarching strategy of joke telling. To strangers, he is Suzuki. Handsome, charming, popular guy. To his friends, he is Mamiko. Not all screen time is created equal, as the other characters get nowhere near as much as the other three. This is one shortcoming of this 12-episode runtime. It left these four a bit one-note. Although I still laughed several times at their expense, I was especially intrigued by Seo. Again, with all these characters, you are expected to believe one thing right before reality hits. We get the image of a meek girl constantly being chased by boys, but really it's a badass troublemaker being chased down by authorities. Oh, who can also do opera, I guess. We also have the prince of the high school, loved by all the girls, is also a girl. It doesn't go deep into why these characters are like the way they are. There's no detailing of backstory, but the show isn't deep. It's outwardly face value, so we should take it as such. I think this anime works so well because it isn't tied to any specific perspective, from whose character's eyes will make this scene funny. And there are no purely romantic scenes that aren't undercut by something. That's why when people get mad at the finale, which, warning you now, is a complete tease, I say, so is the entire show. It's hard to get too upset when it isn't about the romance, it's about the comedy. Actually, you know what? I do have a problem with the finale because there is no joke to soften the blow. It does come off as actually generic, some non-committal whoops I didn't hear you thing. We never get a read on how Nozaki ever feels, while everyone else seems pretty open about their romantic interests with each other. Maybe this attempt to be a tad subtle at the end betrayed what the show is trying to be throughout. Or maybe Nozaki is a little bit, you know, bunny sexual? I mean, that's probably why Chiyo starts laughing at the end. She's been wasting all this time on a gay man and she's finally realized it. If she doesn't laugh, she'll probably just kill herself. Now, wouldn't that be quite an ending? However, the manga is ongoing, so I doubt that happened. Yet. Overall, I think Nozaki-kun is a fantastic first anime. If you have a friend you want to ruin by introducing him to the world of Japanese cartoons, this is a great choice. It's simple, fun, and goofy. 3 things I love. You know what I also love? When people watch my videos, so thanks. I love it even more when they subscribe and share the video and follow me on Twitter at Second Look Games. But you know, that's just me. Okay, that's enough for today. See you next time.